Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be going over some 4.4 prep. Now I have a list of things that you guys should be working on up until 4.4. There's a few of them that are basically speculation, because we don't really know if Square Enix is going to continue with the little Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be doing some 4.4 prep. So I have a list of things on here that you guys should be doing to prep for patch 4.4. Most of these things are pretty obvious and some of them are basically speculation, since we don't really know what Square Enix is really going to be doing for 4.4. Alright, so basically number one on this list is cap your tombstones. Now, we all know we're getting a new tombstone, which means tombstones of creation are going to be obsolete and mendacity will be uncapped. With that, knowing that, you want to make sure that your creation tombstones are capped by the time patch is released, because you'll be able to exchange these for mendacity. You also want to try to get 2,000 mendacity tombstones ready for 4.4. Now, of course, you're going to have these capped if you don't use them for anything like gear and such. So try to stay close to the cap as much as possible. We'll have plenty of time to cap this. I'm thinking about at least a month to be able to cap 2,000, but just make sure you are just barely capped before 4.4 comes, because these tombstones are going to be used for buying new materials from hopefully making the new battle gear and food and anything else that comes our way. So make sure you have both of these capped so you can exchange these for mendacity when 4.4 comes out. Next on this list, capping your Grand Company seals. Now, we all know that we're going to be getting Captain in our Grand Company ranks. If you're the Limsa, it's Storm Captain. If you're with the Flames, it's Flame Captain. And if you're with the Adders, it's basically Serpent Captain. So this is going to be the new rank that we'll be getting with the Grand Company. Now, most likely, I don't know if when we got first Storm Lieutenant or wherever your Grand Company is, we had to have the seals to get promoted. I know we just had to do the Squadron mission, and then you automatically were upgraded to the first class. So make sure you guys do your Grand Company turn-ins as much as possible, and go to dungeons and pass in whatever useless gear that you guys don't want, and make sure you cap your 80,000. With the new captain, you're most likely going to be hopefully getting new materials from the quartermaster, and hopefully they'll be useful this time around. So make sure that you are capped on your Grand Company seals right before patch day. And speaking of squadrons, that is going to be your next thing you guys are going to want to prepare for. Most likely, you're going to be getting an increase to your squadrons. Right now, we are capped at level 60. So most likely, we're going to be hopefully going up to level 70. Which means you're probably going to get a new mission. You're going to have to successfully do that mission, and then you're most likely are going to be upgraded to Captain. Or Square Enix might just go off the handle and do something completely and utterly different. But we only can speculate at this point. So make sure your squadrons are leveled to 60, and make sure you cap on your Grand Company seals before September. Alright, so the next thing on this list, which is pretty much probably the most obvious one of all, is Horde Materia. Now, the ones you specifically want to hoard is critical hit, determination, direct hit, and basically all crafting and gathering materia. Now, the reason with that is a lot of people are going to be coming back to Stormblood, and they're probably not going to have any of the new crafted gear that they're going to be needing to make the new battle gear. So people are going to be scampering and trying to buy as much materia as possible. So if you haven't done this, like I've been doing, hoard materia as much as possible, either by getting through transmutation, scripts, submarines or airships, or spirit bonding themselves. You also can get them through your squadrons or running dungeons like expert, and you basically will be flooding in materia. So try to hoard as much as possible. Also, we still don't know what the new recipe stats are going to be, so we might have to remeld some things, but most likely I think I'm all set, and some of us who are already fully melded to the T, we should be okay. But just in case, hoard your crafting material, because you might have to remeld it for whatever purpose. So the next thing on this list is obviously food and your tea. Now, the red tea was mostly used in making the old battle gear high quality from normal quality materials, but with the new stuff coming out, we most likely are going to revert back to the blue tea for the extra CP. And of course, we're also going to be stocking up on matcha, because I don't really think they're going to be adding any new crafting food, because if they do, it'll make crafting a hell of a lot more easier if they added more crafting food. So most likely matcha is going to be your go-to from now on. So make sure you stock up on these as much as possible, because you're probably really going to be needing them. So moving on, next obvious thing is, of course, your crafting gear. Most likely, people probably haven't made this yet because you're too busy trying to sell it. If you haven't made this gear, I highly suggest you start making it now while the materials are pretty damn cheap. You got about another a month or so to make this, since it is the 30th of July as I'm making this video. So you got about a month and about a week or two to start making this gear, and do it while you can, because storm saps on my server are pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure the last time I checked they were like 15,000. So let's take a quick look. Okay, they're range from 14, really probably up like 20 to 30,000. Yeah. So if you're on my server, grab these now, because apparently someone else is pretty much doing the same damn thing. Stock up on those as well. And of course, that's the last thing on my list is hoard storm saps, because I have a feeling that we are going to be getting a new primal weapon glamour. Now, if you remember, Sephiroth was the last one. I think we got him in 4.1 or 4.2. I don't remember. But we are due for another primal weapon. My speculation on this one, Nidhogg or Sophia. Depending if they're going by who was released first, it's most likely going to be Nidhogg and then Sophia. But with Storm Saps, they kind of have like little electric properties to it, so most likely it's going to be Sophia, since she did command thunder. So again, I'm really hoping it's Nidhogg, but it's most likely going to be Sophia. So if you already made the crafting gear, hoard storm saps just in case we get a new primal weapon. Other than that, use it for your crafting gear and get yourself geared up as fast as possible. So the next thing you guys want to stock up on, which of course is the lifeblood of crafting, crystals and clusters. Especially wind, because since a lot of recipes use wind, such as like carpenter and goldsmith. So you guys will pretty much want to stock up on wind and lightning, most importantly, since those are the two most used. If you're looking for a great way to get these, unfortunately, ephemeral nodes is the only best way to really get them quick and fast, even though you're only getting 30, up to 30, 32, regardless of rarity from ephemeral nodes. It is probably your best bet to get them through ephemeral nodes, but stock up on crystals and clusters. Do your maps, go into the Lost Canals of Uzenair, go into Aquapolis. They will give you crystals and clusters as well, if you just want to go ahead and just gather them yourself. But these are the many ways you guys can get these, so stock up on them now, and just in case you guys are going to be going buck crazy with crafting, you guys don't want to run out of them. Okay. Next item on this list is going to be sands. Now, sands like Everborn, Everbright, Everdeep, Dusk, Dawn, pretty much these sands right here, they have been in the crafting recipes a little bit sooner than Heavensward was, and I pretty much can say that these are going to still be around in 4.4 when the new battle gear comes out. We're most likely going to have these sands, unless Square Enix really wants to mix it up and add another sand or more. You're most likely going to stock up on these as well. Now, there are two ways of doing them. One, going out on the field and doing collectibles, or two, spending your yellow scripts. Why they did this, I will never know, but you can get your Dusk, your Dawn, your Bright, your Born, your Deep through your yellow scripts. You can get high quality for 125 for Bright, Born, and Deep, 100 for Dawn, 100 for Dusk, and 60 for Dawn and Dusk, and 85 for the other ones. Now, if you don't want to go through the RNG of Impulsive Appraisal and all that crap, you guys can just go through your yellow script list of items and you can easily pass them in and get what you want without really having to go through all the RNG. But doing through collectibles, you actually can get up to, I think, 4 at one time, making doing it that much easier. But if you really don't want to go through that, you can easily buy them yourself. For Dusk and Dawn, I highly recommend you do fishing, spearfishing in the Ruby Sea. False God will give you the Dusk, and Snow Crab will give you the Dawn. The Snow Crab are in the Venture, while the Dusk Light is Suino Sato fishing holes, if you want to get those. Ever Bright you get from Perlite, Ever Born you get from the Torii branches, and Ever Deep is with Sweatfish, which is probably the easiest one to get. So the sands is one of the things you guys want to stock up on, because I'm definitely believing they're going to be using these yet again. And since we are with the script vendor, the next thing I highly recommend you to try to stock up on is the Gear Abanian Alchemic. Now this is where the speculation gets really, really hard. In Heavensward, the grade 3 Dissolvance was a 4-star item. In Stormblood, we already have grade 3 Racewys, and they're only 3-star. So some people are saying that we're going to be getting a 4th grade Raceway. I highly don't think that we will. I think we'll be using grade 3s. So we don't really know if we do get grade 4. We don't really know if the alchemics are still going to be used for those as well. So to make sure that you cover your ass, since if you already have your crafting gear, you don't really need the King's Craft anymore. So stock up on your Gear Abanian Alchemics if you already have the crafting gear, because I'm most likely definitely going to be using these for the next Raceway if they continue with the grade 4s or sticking with the grade 3s. So hoard your alchemics while you can. And while we are on the topic of scripts, that's the next thing you guys want to do, is make sure that you're capped on your scripts, red, yellow, for both crafters and gatherers before patch 4.4. Because with new recipes, they're most likely going to add in some crafting materials in yellow scripts, and I don't think really red scripts, but most likely in yellow. So make sure you cap both before 4.4 hits, or you can do it during 4.4. Whatever you decide to do, make sure you cap on both. Alright, the next thing you guys want to do is start hoarding your Gazelle maps, because the Lost Canals of Uzener are going to be getting another update where you can actually choose a different path than pretty much the linear path that you always have been on since it's been implemented. Now you're probably asking yourself, how the hell do we hoard Gazelle maps when you only can hold one in each retainer, one on yourself, and then one on your Chocobo saddles? Simple. The Moogle Mail. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to have a trusted Free Company member or a trusted friend, and you're going to mail them your Gazelle map. Then they're going to mail it right back. This way it stays in your Moogle Mail, and you guys will be able to hoard them as much as mail slots that you have. So as you can see, I already have a couple already waiting to be done. And that's how you hoard your gazelle maps for the Lost Canals of Uzunir update that's going to be coming in patch 4.4. So make sure that you stock up on them as well. Especially if you already have a link shell or planning on doing gazelle maps when 4.4 comes out. This is why you can pretty much save yourself a lot of guilt from buying them, because they're probably going to skyrocket in price by the time that comes. So the last thing on this list, and it's pretty much my personal favorite, is desynthesis. Now, our desynthesis is capped at 350. So you guys want to get to 350 as soon as possible. Now, with it being at 350, we can only get around 75% success rate. Because I have materia in this gear, I have increased 2%. We're only able to do it 75%. Even if you use Tinker's Calm, and I think the bacon broth or bacon bread, you only probably can get up to around 80% chance of success. So with the increase in desynthesis, you're most likely going to be able to desynth these 350 gear 100% of the time. Now that's a huge deal, because you're able to desynth the yellow script gear and the Royal City of Rabanastre gear 100% of the time, which means you're most likely hopefully going to be getting more storm saps through desynthesis. Since right now the drop rate is pretty abysmal for yellow script gear, but the chances of getting storm saps through the Evilise gear of Royal City of Rabanastre, you have an increased chance of getting your storm sap. So with the increase in desynthesis, we're most likely going to be able to make 100% these from now on. So you guys definitely want to raise your desynthesis level to 350 within the next 2 months. Plus, it's also a nice way to make gil if you're not really a great crafter. So guys, that is pretty much all the things that I feel are important to have done in Horde before patch 4.4. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, or anything that I might have missed, please put them in the comment section down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood content. And as a reminder, make sure you hit that notification bell. This way you guys will always be notified when I upload a video. So until next time guys, may you forever walk in the light of Lord Bahamut. Take care guys.